Hello and welcome in, listeners. Welcome to a new podcast of Getting the Tea, a Pansophia podcast.
We are Skylar
And Gracie Leland, juniors at Pansophia Academy. Today we will be discussing the school's dress codes. Our guests are
Mr. Matt.
And Luis Martinez.
They are at our school and deal with discipline, referrals, and including violations of the dress code.
Different studies say that school dress codes bring a sense of unity. Most students help create a respectful and orderly environment, but most schools, a dress code are aimed at stopping students from wearing considered inappropriate things. But thank you for being here with us today. I appreciate having your guys' time here.
Of course.
No, I just want to get out of math.
Math is horrible.
Math isn't too bad. Okay, let's get started. So, Matt,
Yep.
would you like to tell us a little bit of background on the dress code and why do you think the administration feels it's necessary?
So, number one, everything now seems so sexualized. Ladies are wearing very inappropriate lengths and exposing attire. But not only that, but there's inappropriate messages on clothing as well. You can see references to alcohol, tobacco, and other inappropriate things as well. So I think it's important to regulate that.
Okay. Would you like to add on to that, Louis?
Yeah, Lewis.
What
Do you
is
wanna
your
add
opinion on the question?
Why do you think admin feels it's necessary, Lewis?
Because students at our school are walking around halfway naked because the choice of clothing that they decide to wear to school, they think it's the best option, and it's really not. Please cover up.
Okay.
So, Lewis, here's a question. How long have you been at this school?
Since kindergarten.
Okay, so as long as you've been here, how long have you seen the dress code been changed?
Like twice.
Twice?
Twice.
Not a lot.
Is it like a drastic change or barely even noticeable?
Little changes. Some of them are noticeable, not all of them.
Some of them are noticeable. Okay.
So the dress code's actually updated annually. I got that from Ms. Gray directly. I haven't been here long, as you all know, but
Yeah.
I looked into that. So the dress code is updated annually, and there will be some new changes coming up too, especially for my friend Lewis here.
Oh man.
See, as we've both been here since 2012, there hasn't been much change to the handbook in general. I think the last drastic change was in I don't remember, it was like 20.
It was about 2022, 2023. That was
Okay.
mainly the biggest drastic change. But even then, it wasn't too drastic, if you notice today.
Sure.
Do you think we should start with uniforms?
So Pansophia actually had uniforms back in the early
Yeah.
2000s. I believe it was 2006, 2007.
Our mother remembers that.
Yeah.
So I feel that there's pros and cons. One is there's going to be a budget for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think all you guys want to see the school money going towards something that you have to wear every day.
Yeah.
I feel
Dressed in uniform, how are you going to be able to express yourself uniquely when you're wearing this expensive outfit and the money's not going towards things that could be fun, beneficial to you guys? So
Yeah.
it's not in discussion right now, but keep pushing it, guys. Keep pushing it.
How do you feel about about having uniforms, Lewis?
I would not like it.
You wouldn't?
No.
Would you like to discuss why you wouldn't like uniforms?
Because I have my own style and ways of dressing, and uniforms are ugly.
I get that. Most people don't like uniforms anyways. So,
I remember them. They were green polo shirts with khaki pants.
when my mother went to the school, she remembers that, and I think she has a picture somewhere of her in that green polo.
Yeah.
It was the worst shade of green.
See, When my mom was talking about like the dress code in general, because she also put her input on it. FYI, our mother's the popcorn lady. Shout out to her. We love her. She said her input on this, which we wish she would be here today, but she's sick, would be like jeans of like either blue, black, or khaki, and then solid color t-shirts with nothing on it, and that's it.
That could work.
Unless it's like sports related,
Or-
college related,
yeah.
or
I
school
think
related.
the complaint there is going to be if kids are going to wear their own clothing, buy their own clothing, they're going to wear what they want to wear.
Mhm.
Again, they're going to want to be able to express themselves. So if you want to wear Nike, Adidas, Polo, you know,
I
something
feel like they're gonna
that.
find a way to bend it in some way or another, like be like colored laces or something in their shoes, or
Sure.
Yeah.
Matt, have you ever had a student like complain that the dress code have been too strict?
So, to me, not really. Yes, I've heard it. They've said it's stupid. I mean, I guess they have that right to express their opinion on it. However, they're not looking at the full picture. We want them to just be respectful, not only to everybody else, but to themselves as well.
Okay. Luis, do you think the dress code's a little too strict?
Not really.
Not yet, son.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Wait till the changes come.
Wait till it changes.
I'm waiting.
No, I'm scared for that.
Personally, I am too. Okay, Luis, I got you one question. Do you think the dress code is enforced properly depending on the gender of the student?
Yes.
Yeah? Why do you say yeah?
So, I know this girl that comes here. She's been dress coded. I think she got dress coded 3 times in like 1 week. And it was because she was wearing like a tube top or something like that. And
Oh.
she like dresses, I can't say that word, but she dresses,
Provocatively.
yeah.
Okay.
Lewis, how many times have you been dress coded?
I was about to say, what is your best experience with
Let me rephrase
The
that. How
dress
many
code.
times have you been dress coded since I started here?
0. I've never been dress coded.
You didn't get the referral. You got several warnings.
several warnings?
So they are trying to work at more equality in the dress code. That's been the recent changes for Pansophia. It's kind of an all-around dress code. Instead of the boys get this dress code, the girls get that. You have the same standards through both genders.
Fair enough. I feel like the girls' standards now are a little bit more stricter, but at the same time, they're not. It's just how you look at it.
So you may not see it, but there have been some dress code enforcements for the males. Say if somebody, I just talked to Miss Sattler today, something she's corrected is like the wife beater type tank tops on
Yeah.
the boys. Those are not fully covering. They cannot wear those shirts.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. You're not gonna see the boys running around the gym with their shirts off. You know, it's just,
Yeah.
it's not appropriate, and that's not how we go about things equally.
True.
So, Lewis, what changes would you make to the dress code if you could?
I would definitely not bring uniforms back.
Why
I would
not the
definitely
uniforms?
not.
So
Not
what changes would you
uniform.
make?
I would just make like certain type of like clothing you have to wear. Like you can dress at your free will, but like it has to meet the standards.
Has to be the standards. Matt, what do you think? If you could change the dress code, what would you enforce and what would you not enforce?
So I would like to see uniforms, and not necessarily ugly green polos with khaki pants, but something uniform, something that a majority of the students are gonna, you know, appear similar in. You know, it's very diverse, you know, so I would want to see some sort of, I guess, type of uniform.
Type of uniforms?
Yeah. And for the dress code, one thing I would like to see is more equality. I want to see more being said to our gentlemen in the school. You know, there are some changes coming next year on the dress code that relate more to the boys, such as the undergarments showing. So for the people who like to sag their pants,
Just say my name.
and expose the people in general, you're not the only one.
Don't
So
worry,
for the
Dion, you're
people
there
who
too.
like
I've
to
seen
sag
many
their
people.
pants, expose their undergarments, that's going to be listed in the dress code.
Okay.
You're welcome.
I seen your eye roll when he was talking about that too, Luis. You're like, why are you calling me out on that?
I knew he was gonna bring it up because he told me I get yelled at a lot for sagging, and he told me he was gonna switch it up just for me.
Yeah, that was my recommendation, to see that rule in the dress code. So you're welcome, sir.
Okay, okay. What do you guys consider as appropriate and inappropriate for the dress code?
So they really need to specify a little more. I guess inappropriate for the dress code. Honestly, in my opinion, it's not strict enough. They're allowing the spaghetti straps. You know, you have to have one strap, and I mean, a lot of those shirts I feel are still very revealing. And I would like to see less exposure. So I would like to make it a little more, I guess, strict, and I guess even for the gentlemen, you know, I mean, we're making those changes, so that's already set.
Stop saying him, Luis. I see what you're doing. You're just like,
I think I'm his favorite today.
Yeah, totally his
No.
favorite. What do you see as inappropriate or appropriate, Luis, to the dress code?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Probably like crop tops that are like way too revealing. And then, yeah, I get it. Sagging is also bad because nobody wants to see your underwear. But
Yeah, no one wants to see that in reality. Maybe cool, but it's not at the
your
same
favorite
time.
rapper may like it, but school doesn't.
Yeah.
So, does the dress code to you, Matt, do you feel like have, like, per se,
Religious standards, like, does it go, do you think it goes against anyone's religion, and do you think that it affects how they dress based off their religion?
So, I mean, we're pretty accommodating with the dress code as far as religion, but I guess religious statements are part of the dress code. We don't want to see extremely religious messages on somebody's shirt. Yes, we've seen them. Do we dress code them? No, but if it's an everyday occurrence where somebody has a shirt that says, you know, we should all love Jesus, I mean, I appreciate your message, but there's separation of church and state. We try to enforce that, but everybody's entitled, you know, they have their right to their religion. We're not trying to impede on that, but this is not the place to spread the messages per se.
Fair enough. Louis, what do you think on that question?
probably like the same thing to what Matt said, but I really don't see a problem with like I had a friend who always wore like Bible verse shirts and he never got in trouble for it. I never had a problem with it. It was actually probably his best outfit that he wore.
There's been some changes, especially since COVID. You know, a lot of schools had no head coverings, but especially since the face mask for for COVID, that's been more relaxed. I mean, it's more encouraged if somebody's feeling under the weather, like you see Mr. Tomlinson, I believe, yesterday, wearing a mask. It's a preventative measure, so we're not going to tell people, no mask. So say for somebody's religion, if they wear head covering, for their religion, I don't see it in the handbook for that. So there's several religions that do have headwear, and a lot of schools say no hats. If you're aware, I mean, there's not a no hat rule here, so students can wear hats. I've worn hats. We've all seen that. So Jewish, they can wear I believe it's called a yarmulke.
Yeah, yarmulke.
And Muslim religions, they can wear that headwear.
Mm-hmm.
So we're relaxed with that. It's just making a statement is not really so much.
Fair enough.
Here.
Okay, Luis, I got a question for you. Do you think with how we dress, does it impact everyone else's learning in school?
Sometimes, because like the girls argue back and forth, because some girls don't get dress coded and some do. So it just starts a big argument in class about like what they're wearing and what, like, they go tell that they need to be dress coded. It's pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
I can't speak on the ladies myself. It wouldn't be appropriate for me to go and dress code the young ladies. I'm going to pass that message along to my coworkers if I feel concerned about how provocative, how revealing their apparel is. I'm going to pass that on. I'm not going to call them out and make these girls feel uncomfortable. I think that's just what you guys would call cringe.
Oh God.
Okay. Well, do you have any more questions, Sky?
I don't have any more questions.
Do you guys have any other, says about the dress code? Anything you want to put your opinion on?
So the only thing I would recommend is when you come in, try to think success. I mean, that's what school is about. Think about your future. Respect yourself, respect others, respect the staff, and ultimately dress for success. That's what I would advise.
Okay.
Other than that, I'm good.
Luis, do you think you have anything else to add?
Nope.
No? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being our guest on Getting the Tea, and thank you for providing the information that you both have had for our listeners today. And we appreciate you both talking on this episode once again. We're your hosts, Skylar
And Gracie Leland.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Our YouTube of Getting the Tea interview sessions will be available on our YouTube channel, and a link to the audio will be able to be soon on the website at pansophiaacademy.org.
Watch the Pansophia Academy website for about the upcoming podcast.
Thank you for tuning in, and remember, every student matters, every moment counts.